This is Hans Walter Peterson from the Finger Lakes Grape program with another VIT Minute. Today we're talking about leaf pulling. Leaf pulling is a practice done in vineyards to improve the exposure of the grape clusters to the sun. This benefits the grapes and vines in a few different ways. First of all, improving sun exposure helps to improve the airflow around the clusters, which plays a big role in reducing disease pressure. Better exposure also ensures that spray materials that are applied to protect the grapes can make it to their intended target. Secondly, giving grapes more exposure generally has a beneficial impact on the development of flavor and aroma compounds, which end up in the wines, and in red grapes it improves colors as well. And third, removing leaves and increasing the amount of sunlight can also help to increase the number of clusters that a grapevine will put out the following year. Leaf pulling is best done within a few weeks after fruit set. When leaves are removed earlier in the season, the grapes are able to generate more of a certain kind of compound that acts as a sunblock, protecting the fruit from more direct exposure to UV radiation and heat. If the leaves are pulled later in the summer, there's an increased risk of the grapes developing sunburn, which can have some undesirable effects on the quality of the fruit at harvest and ultimately to the wine as well. It really isn't necessary to pull 100% of the leaves that are covering the clusters. We usually suggest that about 50 to 75% of the fruit should be exposed, depending on how hot and sunny it is and what variety you're growing. In a hotter climate, keeping the fruit somewhat shaded can actually help the grapes from getting overripe and retain some acidity. In cooler or more humid climates, giving the fruit a little more exposure can help to improve ripening while also helping with disease management. In smaller vineyards, leaf pulling is done by hand and may take a person 5 to 6 hours per acre or even more. Larger vineyards can use leaf pulling equipment that removes the leaves mechanically, resulting in a significant savings in field labor, if you can afford the equipment, of course. In an ideal situation, vineyards will be well balanced between shoot growth and fruit development, and pulling leaves really wouldn't be necessary. But in many cases, removing some of the leaves from the fruit zone can have some very positive impacts on both the quality of the grapes harvested this year and on the size of the crop next year. This has been another VIT Minute from the Finger Lakes Grape program.